air.
They don't get it. You know who get it? White people get it. First off, everybody know I'm a Trump voter, regardless how y'all.
I'm gonna tell you why this agitates me so much. As a local worship leader, I was constantly asked and told to make our music sound more progressive, to make our music sound more inclusive. I have a heavy voice. I sound black when I sing. And because of the tenor of this video, I'm just gonna tell you, don't act like you don't know what that means. When you hear certain cadence on a voice, you know you're listening to a black man or a black woman sing. For years, I was always told to lighten the sound. I was always told that it needs to be more variety. And I agree, and to a degree, that there does need to be a variety in a church. And I do agree that, some songs do require a lighter tone. But I started noticing that they started reverencing whiter sounding music as it was more spiritual or as it was something more worshipy about it. I remember I was lead worshiper or minister of music at a church, and I was teaching a Judith McAllister song, and y'all know she ain't really like slapping you in the face gospel. Judith McAllister is not slap you in the face gospel, but she gospel. But she not like slap you in the face gospel. And I remember they wanted me to pull that song and teach a Chris Tomlin song. And their basis was they wanted to take the church in a more worshipful direction. And I'm like, it don't get more worshipful than Judith. Like, she get on my nerves. She worships so dang much. Same thing happened. I was teaching a Donald Lawrence song. And some of his music, you'll literally be singing scripture out of the Bible. They had me pull the song I was teaching for Donald Lawrence, and they had, I forgot the artist, they pulled in some other artists, and I asked them why, and we want a more biblical-based presentation. I promise you guys, the Donald Lawrence song, well, we were literally singing lyrics. You could literally open the Bible to the scripture and sing the lyrics out of the Bible. And what I noticed in that moment, and from that moment to this one, is that there is a very intentional effort to whitewash our worship. They have us pushing to worship like them, all the while they are adopting and trying to consume and trying to embody the power that was birthed in our struggle, the power that was birthed through our spiritual growth. And y'all already know I'm not embracing the dogma. I'm not embracing the dogma. But there was power when we got together and began to worship God like we do. That type of worship birthed Patti LaBelle. It birthed Aretha Franklin. It birthed Gladys Knight. That type of power birthed the Marvin Gaye. It birthed, these undeniable gifts that were given in the earth realm because of the spiritual fortitude, because of the spiritual weight that was birthed in our style of worship, the spontaneity, the charisma that just exists in black spaces of worship. Never been a fan of Maverick City. Before I heard this man speak, I knew this type of music was rooted in anti-blackness. I knew it from the start. And I wish there was people on here. I was sitting in a rehearsal and they kept trying to get me to lead this song from Maverick City. And I told them, I said, I don't want to sing that. And they said, why? And I had it up to here with this anti-blackness that's going on. And I still have had it up to here. I told them, I said, I don't want to perpetuate this anti-black agenda. I'd rather sing Ricky Dillard. I'm not saying that that Maverick City is not musically sound. I'm not saying that there's not a technicality. I'm saying I don't like what it's rooted in. And after all that this nation has been through, for him to sit his chocolate self up there and just boldly say he is a Trump supporter, just lets me know all I need to know. They never got a dime of my money up to this point, and I'll be damned if they get a dime of my money moving forward. I just wish we could stick together and stop the bullshit. And to my fellow black artists that are Christian or just spiritual or inspirational, don't allow your ethnicity to be for sale. I know we're struggling, and I know they value others over us. Stay the course. Stay the course. Things are changing. If we stop valuing other people over us, we'd be all right. You know, of course they gonna want a certain sound, and then they go get people that mimic ours. If we could just stick to our sound, stick to our production. I'm not saying don't progress. I'm not saying, there is an exchange that takes place. But if we could just hold fast to the core, the principles, the the basis, the foundation, and build from there and not allow people to move us, we'll be all right.